Hello and welcome to this YouTube video where you'll be learning 7 steps to generate confidence. Have you ever felt like everyone around you is self-confident and they are very sure of themselves, but you are not? You have this feeling of doubt, self-doubt. You're scared of life going in such a way that you can't handle it. If you're in this boat, I've been in similar situations and this is something I'm actively still working on, and that is being confident. You're very sure of yourself, you know you have talent, you know you can do a lot of things, but you are stuck in a way. There are certain things you feel good at, you know if you put your mind to this, you can do it, but the fear of failure is stopping you. So if you are in such a situation, I have good news for you. The truth is, we all see confidence as something that's innate. You have to be successful, or you have to have a certain amount of success to feel confidence in yourself and in your ability. In this video, I'll be telling you that confidence is not what you have, but what you create. Well, first of all, what is self-confidence? A simple definition of confidence is you are very sure of yourself. You are certain about your ability. You know that no matter what happens, when you try to undertake a task to meet someone new, or you're trying to learn something new, even if you fail, if it doesn't go as planned, you can always come back and do it differently and do it again. Try and find a way to get it done. And how confident you are is a culmination of a whole lot of things, starting from your childhood, the kind of feedback you got as a child, the kind of people you surround yourself with. So once you know that confidence is something you can create, you can now start looking for ways to build upon your confidence, because the truth is, you know you are good, you know you are better than you think you are, but this fear of failure, this fear of what is everyone going to say, everyone is going to laugh at me, everyone is going to make a mockery of me if I fail, is what keeps reducing your confidence. And here's the funny thing about confidence: once you start building your confidence, it grows into other things. But a very good way to build confidence, a very good tip, the first tip I'll be giving you, it's not even among the tips I wrote down. The first tip I would be giving you on confidence is, once you build confidence in one area of your life, you can use that confidence to get good at other area of your lives where you have a little bit of self-doubt. So if you see yourself as a good writer, but you are scared of practicing and putting in the work and getting to that level where you're very confident in yourself, you start building slowly and become a better writer. You can take that same energy and put it into other things that you are not as good as. Let's say you're a good writer, but you're not as good at making videos. I'm using myself as an example now. I write better than make videos, but I'm trying to go into the YouTube space now, so I want to make videos so I can help as much people as I can with the things I learn and practice in my own personal life. So these are 7 ways you can generate instant confidence. 7 ways to generate self-confidence. Number 1, your body language. Your body language says a lot about your self-confidence. Is your shoulders always slumped? Are you always looking downwards when you walk? Are you always talking to people and you're always looking left and right? These are signs that you lack confidence in yourself. And the way to improve confidence is by taking a better posture, standing straight with your back straight, trying to have eye contact when you're communicating and connecting with people, having a firm handshake, and trying to stand erect with your feet shoulder width apart. These are ways you can build confidence, because when you do these things, you feel better about yourself, and when you feel better, obviously people around you feel it too. Here's an example of how this works. Look for someone around you who you know is confident, someone you see as a very confident person, and try and see how they talk and how they relate to other people. You'll see that their body language is different from someone who doesn't have self-confidence. So you can try to model your body posture or your body language after those that have this self-confidence, and that's one. The second step is ditching negative people. For you to be confident in yourself, you have to have this constant positive self-talk. You tell yourself, I can do this, even if it doesn't work, I can try other things to make it work. But if you surround yourself with negative people who see the cup as always half empty, who are always complaining, who never find a way to improve upon themselves, to do things, and they think that every problem they have is the result of what someone else did in the past or what someone else is doing to them now. Fine, they might valid reasons why they feel like this, but if you continue to surround yourself with people who feel like the world is against them, you'll begin to have the same view. So ditch as much negative people as you can in your life. I've done that for myself. It's not everyone that you need in your life. If you're searching for growth, if you want to be a better person, you need to keep reaching higher, and the way to do this is to look at people who are where you want to be and look at the steps it takes to get there. You can't expect to be growing to be a more positive, self-confident person if you have people around you always telling you they can't do it. And why you have to ditch negative people also is, once someone tells themselves they can't do anything and they complain about everything around them, when they're around you, they pass on these fears to you. Ever told someone you want to do something and they tell you, don't do it, or you can't do it? It's because they've they've tried it and they failed or had a stumbling block and they're passing this fear onto you. Normally this fear has nothing to do with you. You've not tried it, so you don't know what works and what doesn't work. So if someone tells you something doesn't work because they've tried it previously and they failed, and you can see others doing the same thing and it's working, the person is most likely passing a fear they have onto you, a negativity they've built up from their own personal experience onto you. It has nothing to do with you, so you can do better by finding positive, like-minded people who are trying to build on their confidence or are trying to get better or grow in life. And these are the kind of people you surround yourself with. When you surround yourself with this kind of people, it tends to have this sponge effect because you're a sponge and you soak up energy from people around you, positive or negative. So if you are much around negative people a lot, you tend to be negative yourself. If you're around more positive-minded people, you tend to be more positive-minded, more open to growth, more open to failing and picking up where you left off. The third way to generate self-confidence is by putting energy in your voice. I had to shoot this video a couple of times because the first attempt at making this video didn't turn out as well as I wanted it to turn out. I wasn't speaking as loudly as I should, and I wasn't having this self-belief that I could pull it off. Putting energy in your voice means you are speaking clearly and the person you are trying to communicate to can hear every word you're saying. Also, it means you are speaking from down instead of just speaking from your throat. You're speaking deep down as if you're singing. The way to build your voice or how you speak is by doing some certain easy to do activities that you can do alone. One of them is singing. Secondly is taking deep breaths. Then you can do air squats, you can do jumping jacks. These are minor exercises that can help you deepen your voice, and when you have a deeper voice, a richer tone, you are perceived as being more confident. Take the example I told you in the first instance of looking around you and finding confident people and the kind of posture they adopt, then adopt the same thing for speaking. Look at the confident people you have around you. One person you can use as a yardstick, even though it's higher, is Tony Robbins. Or look at inspirational figures, look at authoritative figures, presidents, governors, people in high positions. You notice that when they speak differently than someone who doesn't believe in himself. They speak with this confidence, no matter how right or how wrong the information or their beliefs might be or sound to you. They speak confidently because they believe it so, and they have a richer tone. So learning to develop your voice in a way that you can speak better, that you can speak with a deeper tone, is how you build confidence in yourself. Then the fourth way to build confidence, which I've learned also, is by complimenting others. Remember when we talked about ditching negative people? This is also another reason why you have to ditch negative people. You can't see the good in anyone that doesn't see any sort of good in themselves. And if you're around people who are negative about their own life, they are usually very negative about everyone's life. You know, internet trolls, people that go in places where their opinions are not needed and give bad opinion. It's not a reflection of what they are criticizing, but it's a reflection of themselves. So this fourth step of complimenting others is a way for you to start seeing the good in other people. If you can start seeing the good in others, most definitely starts with seeing the good in yourself. When you give yourself complimentary self-talk, tell yourself, even when you're tired, I can do this. You tell yourself, when you feel like you're not up to a task, you tell yourself, this is just negative self-talk. This is me being not complimenting myself, because there's been a time in your life where you've had to do something you didn't feel you were capable of doing, and you pulled it off. I know you can think back and think of one time in life where you did something and you did it better than you imagined, even though you were scared at first. So compliment yourself for how far you've come in life so far. It's not easy, no matter what stage in life you are, you've come a long way. So complimenting yourself and complimenting others is a way to build confidence. You can compliment yourself today, like instead of looking at the bad things that happened today, you look at the good things that happened. I made so and so amounts of productive hours, or I used my day productive for at least 2 hours instead of I wasted 5 hours. Learning to latch onto the positive things in your life can help you see the positive things in other people's life, and as a result, you learn to compliment other people. So when you compliment other people, you're not just building their self-confidence, but you're building your own self-confidence. I can't see someone that writes better or writes a very good post and say, I hate this post. But if I see a post and I say, oh, I like this line about this post, I like this line about this post, even if I don't agree with everything about the post, there are takeaways you can take from the post. And when I compliment a writer or someone else on those takeaways, I begin to look for certain things also that relates to me I can compliment about myself, because you can only see good in other people's work if you know what good is. And if you're very negative minded, this is something that is harder to do. Or if you are surrounded by people who are very negative minded, it's something that is hard to do. Then the fifth way to generate confidence, this is one that everyone talks about, is exercising. We talked about the exercises you can do to put energy in your voice. We talked about exercises like jumping jacks, air squats, singing, then taking a deep breath to put more energy in your voice. But this fifth step, exercise, is very, very important. You know how good you feel when you exercise, when you wake up a sweat, especially early in the morning or late in the evening. This is you creating confidence from within. It's a way for you to actually compliment yourself and believe in the compliment. Why most people don't believe in self-help and personal development is they go halfway and they don't follow through. There's a difference between reading quotes on how to get better in life and not doing it. There's a difference between listening to YouTube videos that talks about importance of exercise and getting that dopamine feeling of, wow, if I exercise, I'll get this benefit, this benefit, this benefit. But if you don't put those exercise into practice, if you don't try to exercise, you won't feel those results that the YouTube video or the post you've read has told you about. So a better way to improve your self-confidence is by exercise. If you can start weekly exercising 3 times in a week, if you don't exercise at all, that's a very good benchmark for you to start building on that habit. And from 3 times a week, you can go further. But you have to build gradually, and exercising is a way to build your own self-confidence, because after exercising you feel good about yourself, you feel like you can do more with your day. On days I exercise in the morning, I do more than on days I wake up and maybe I wake up late and I can't get in as much exercise as I would want to, or I just decide to do the exercise in the evening. I don't do as much during the day, but you can find a time that works for you. Some people exercise better in the morning, some exercise better in the evening. Me, I do morning and evenings. On some days, there are days I do just mornings alone, there are days I do just evening alone. So exercising is a very good way to build your confidence, because you feel you can do more, you can be more. Your body gives you this endorphin feeling of you can achieve more with your time today. That's number 5. Then the 6th way to develop self-confidence, to develop your brain daily. Developing your brain daily means you're reading on topics that relate to areas you want to build confidence in. If you are a writer, you should always look to improve on your writing skill. If I'm using writing too much, it's because that's one aspect of my life I'm trying to improve upon actively now, and shooting videos for you. So improving your brain daily is a way to build confidence. When you read on topics that relate to you, you can speak more on those topics because you are sure about them. And there's this thing called neuroplasticity, where your brain is always developing daily, no matter what you do or don't do. So if you spend every day binge watching Netflix and not reading on topics that excites you, that will make you improve, your brain is developing, but wrongly, because all you can think about are Netflix videos and other things. But when you take out the time to read and get better in your area, when you take the time to read, it gets better. You take online courses, you watch YouTube videos on areas of your life, on skills you want to develop. As a result, you begin to build much more confidence. I used to feel like I was a badass writer before I started seeing other people writing, and I was writing and I wasn't getting as much views as others, and I had to go back and start learning about other things to write. I had to learn about how to write the perfect headlines. I had to learn about how to write a perfect intro. I had to learn about how to break my words into littler paragraphs so that it's spaced and there's enough white line so that people can read clearly, because when people read online they skim. So taking these little courses, taking little advice from better writers, and developing myself daily has helped me be more confident in my writing ability. It used to take me as much as 2 days to write a blog post, because I would feel this isn't good enough, I would question what I've written. But with time, practice, and taking online courses and reading, I was able to get that confidence of knowing, okay, fine, this is a better way to write. I knew to write better, I had to do a mind map, and after the mind map, I had to do an outline. Doing the mind map and the outline helped me do research on what I was going to do. Then I broke them down into paragraphs. But this would not have happened if I wasn't developing my brain. So I am more confident as a writer as a result of putting in the work to develop daily. And this is something you can do. Then tips for developing your brain, tips that help when developing or learning new skills are these 4 I would be sharing with you. 1, try to always write it down. There's this correlation between writing things down and recall. When you write things down, you tell your brain that this is important. I have lots of jottings, lots of things I write down. Even this video, I had to do research on it, to write down on topics and points I would want to talk about. I could do without the script, but this guideline helps articulate my thoughts, and I go from one point to the other without losing focus or being overly distracted and talking about things that don't relate to helping you build self-confidence in yourself. Secondly, read while in motion. This is one thing I know helps me also. There are times you say you don't have time and you can't read, but there are audio books now that you can plug into your ear and read and listen to the audiobook while you're walking. So at times when I'm walking to work, I put in an audiobook I've gotten from Audible or I've downloaded online, and I listen to it while I'm walking. And I tend to remember these things because when your body is moving and you are listening to information that helps, you tend to remember this. This is why it's easy for people to jog and listen to music, because they are listening to the music and they are not paying too much attention to the pain they might be in. So it distracts your brain, but in a way also helps you remember information better. The third way to retain things you read about or learn about is read early and before bed. When you read early in the morning when you're waking, your brain is still at an optimal level. You're just waking up. So 2 hours after you wake up is the most productive part of your day. 2 hours after you are fully awake. So try to get in as much information on things you want in the morning. Then reading just before you go to bed also helps, because everything you read is processed by your brain when you are sleeping. So having 30 minutes of study time before you go to bed is a way to retain information better. And spacing your reading, read an hour today on a particular topic, the next day you read an hour at the same time, also helps to retain information and build habits. And the fourth one of understanding or developing your brain daily is by teaching what you've learned. Anytime I want to teach what I have learned online, I understand it better. I have a better grasp of this, because if you can teach it to someone else, then you've understood it. You have a better grasp of every concept you learn. This is something I wasn't doing quite as often, but I'll start doing more often now, which is teaching everything I learn. When I learn something new, I'll share it with you. So right now I share things I learn either through YouTube videos, through blog posts, on my website, on Medium, and on Neuroland. And even on my Twitter thread and on my Instagram stories, I try to teach what I've learned. And this does two things. This helps other people learn the same thing. It also helps me have a better grasp of these concepts. Even in my day job, teaching others about how to do this and how to do tasks that relate to my day job is a way that helps me understand and grab concepts better, because I see new links between information. I have to read deep if I'm going to teach others so I don't look like a fraud. So these are things that helps build your self-confidence, because I'm confident that if I do something and I teach others and they can understand, then of course I have a better understanding of this concept. And number seven when it comes to generating self-confidence is by helping someone daily. When you are open to helping people, you build this confidence of you have to know more, you have to read more, you have to be more for yourself, because you can't help others if you are not confident in yourself. So when you build a little confidence from the first step, another way to cement that confidence is by using the skills you've learned from the first six to help others. You can help others through volunteer work. You can help through passing out relevant information. You can help through doing tasks for your neighbor or for someone, but doing it daily is a faster way to build your confidence. So look for ways you can help someone around you today. Look for things you can do that will be helpful to people around you. Things you are good at that you know if you help someone with it, people are not as good at that same stuff, they would benefit greatly from it. So find a way to help others today. Those are 7 steps to build a self-confidence. Then the bonus step is getting prepared. This getting prepared can also be linked to developing your brain. If you had an exam tomorrow to write and throughout today you read for an hour in the morning, you read some past questions, you try to do some tasks relating to the exam you would have tomorrow. When you go to the exam hall tomorrow, how would you feel? You'd feel confident, right? As opposed to going to an exam hall unprepared. I've done both, and I can tell you going prepared gives you more self-confidence than going unprepared. So if there's anything to link this whole thing up about self-confidence, is always be prepared, and you can always be prepared by reading, developing more, and doing more with your natural skills and abilities. So these are 7 ways to generate confidence or build upon your self-confidence, and these are things you should practice daily, and with time you'll find out that you're more confident than you were yesterday, today. So if you've got value from this video, if you got any sort of value from this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to stay connected so that every time I post a new video, you'd always be the first to know about it. Share this with your friends and leave me in the comment sections ways you've developed or generated confidence, or ways you've been using to build upon. In the comment sections, like this video, subscribe, and in the comment section leave ways you've used to build or generate your own confidence. Until next time, bye.